All right, guys.
Excuse me.
We're here. Hey, guess what? We actually have lunch this time.
Hey, happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July, guys. Woo!
America!
Blow stuff up.
Yeah! Have barbecues.
America.
Look, we're actually eating today. Because
I think they have lunch.
I couldn't make a bleep sound very fast. I was like,
I know.
Yeah.
So, welcome to Twisted Views, everybody. I am Superbeard Vince Hoover,
It's a person. I am Cytokins, Dylan Gavson.
who is also a person,
Oh, I'm Boss Tech.
who we're not sure if is a person or not.
I'm not.
It's not a person. Superman. It's an alien.
But still a person.
No,
not
it's
human.
Kryptonian.
Not human, but person.
No, Kryptonian.
By the definition of person is a humanoid.
I don't think it's humanoid. I think it just means human.
No.
Because we don't call dogs people or persons.
Well, they're not humanoid.
They don't go to heaven either.
I think I'd want to look up the definition.
That is not true. All dogs go to heaven. They made 2 movies about it.
that is very true.
Yeah, you keep believing that.
There's your logic.
In all honesty, though, I'll never understand the whole rhetoric of dogs don't go to heaven. I mean, even the popes come out and said that's ludicrous.
It's in the Bible.
Oh, a
Where?
person is a noun, a human being regarded as an individual. Superman is not a person.
Yeah, humanoid. I think it's a looser. There's a looser definition than that.
Welcome to Earth. To speak
is that,
English.
Oxford? Is that Oxford or is that Webster?
This would be
So,
Google. So it
before the
doesn't
show
list the places
started,
in which it's
I got
from.
everybody riled up. Oh, by the way, I guess my name is Heather.
I'm Tiffany.
I'm Ian. I'm not gonna
And
lie.
Jennifer's in the wings.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it's. I do like the whole share Coke with a friend. Encourage friendship and whatnot. But I also despise it because they never spell my name correctly. It's always Dylan, and I'm just like, that's not how you spell that, and you know it. And they're like, no, man, it's
Dylan.
It's the new
You are
way of
Dylan.
spelling it.
Yep.
Get with the
Ooh, God, I'm all
times,
gassy all of a
man.
sudden.
Great. Thanks for sharing.
Not a problem.
So anyway, I was on
we
Facebook.
have.
I
I
was-
had to. I closed up my tab. All right, so I'm going to be the moderator of this debate because, man, before the show happened, these two went ahead and just kind of got into it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let Boss Tech here make the opening statement, and I will let you make your counter argument. We will do this debate team style. So, Mr. Gaston, you have the floor.
Oh, do I? So on Facebook from the American Truth Seekers.
Yeah, that's not a right wing made up thing.
Here we go. I already started. So I asked you please refrain all comments at the end of the opening statement. Thank you. This is your first warning.
They were picking on the Dems. It says, I'm sick of the Dems saying Trump is inappropriate. Frowny face, frowny face, frowny face. So they gave a list of stuff that the Dems have done in the past. Like Ted Kennedy left a woman to die in a river. Bill Clinton had weird sex in the Oval Office. Obama ran guns to Mexico, drug lords, and gave billions to terrorists, which he did. Literally in cash. Because they won't take our checks. They don't take credit cards for that kind of stuff. Biden.
I used to imagine
Biden
the
makes-
government having a square swipe on your phone.
American respects black. Don't leave home without it. Biden makes creepy and sexist comments and publicly fondles women. This is fucking cool. Remember that one? Hillary Clinton engaged in
He was mean.
endangered Americans, released classified intel, wiped her illegal server, and destroyed mobile devices, left 4 American heroes to die, and lied about it because of some stupid bullshit video. Showed nuclear materials to our enemies and took money from terrorist-producing countries. Then they got some little crappy ones like John Edwards was indicted for using campaign funds to hide his mistress. Rod Blago, if y'all remember him, is in prison for trying to sell Obama's Senate seat. Anthony Weiner, well, we don't need to say any more about that.
His name says it all, actually.
Yeah, his name says it all. So I got by reading this, I got Vinny fired up because
again, it's a right wing agenda, just like there's a left wing agenda. Hey, let's point out all the flaws of one side of the party to defend another guy instead of just defending him by showing proof that he doesn't do the bad things he does. No, we can't prove that he doesn't do the bad things that he does, so we're going to throw it in your face that other people on your side do it too. No. First of all, if you're going to throw the whole Biden thing in there, he makes lewd comments and gropes women by giving them shoulder massages in public. Okay, well, Trump does that, so, I mean, there you go. That kind of eliminates that.
Trump doesn't have to. Have you seen his wife?
who won't touch him and is disgusted by him. Yeah, I've seen her.
I have a napkin.
There was that really good video.
That only happened once coming off a plane. And they were fighting on
It's
the
happened
plane.
4 times.
She went
will
to
not
grab
hold
her
his hand.
hand and she slapped it. I'm just like, damn, dude.
She won't touch it. It's very trophy wife-esque, but whatever. I mean, that's everybody
She
thought
married
that-
him for money.
The second they got married,
Yes.
it's been said that. That's not anything like, oh, because he's the president now, we're going to say that.
Man
That's been
owed-
said since the day they got married.
Man owns a solid gold plane and multiple gold buildings in the world. Yeah, sorry, mate. I'm taking the money on this one. Alex, I'll take the money.
Yeah, no, it's just don't
Deal.
defend your story.
Or no deal.
Yeah, yeah, definitely taking that deal.
Let's see, I can get the million,
It's
or I
like-
can get the
It's like I can get the $1 million,
multi-billion.
or I can take that golden briefcase over there where I have billions. Take that one. I'm just saying, don't defend. Whoa, that was weird. All right, don't try to defend somebody by pointing out others' flaws and not defending the actual flaws that are being spoken out of. If this person didn't do those things that you're trying to defend, then show the proof where they didn't do it. But because you can't show that proof, you then instead have to, let's bash everybody else. Both sides do it. That's what attack ads are. I can't prove that I'm not a bad person, so instead I'm going to make somebody else look far worse and just get off of the fact that, okay, well, you're a bad person, but they're a terrible person. So now I can ignore the fact that you're a bad person. It's just like, whatever. Like, when have we ever had a decent president? When was the last time we had a decent president? Like a legit, decent, human being president.
You mean like good human person?
Good human and good president. Because JFK was a good human. No, he
Okay.
wasn't, because he was cheating on his wife. I can't even say that. And he was a terrible president. He was well loved, but man, the only thing he ever did
I
was
would say
Greenpeace.
Good
Or
in
Peace Corps, I'm sorry.
heart.
Greenpeace or Peace Corps? Peace Corps.
Good in heart. I would say President Obama was there, and like he had his heart in the right place, wanting to help. That's fine. In practice, I wouldn't quite agree in all
Well,
states
it's-
that matter.
in all
so
honesty-
I think I have our solution.
Get rid of bipartisanism?
Well, that. Oh my God. It only took us how many presidents to realize, maybe being divided is not that good of an idea.
Why don't we go back to a 3-party system if you want to be dicks about it? If you want to be
Or
divided,
we
go
just
back
don't
to a
have a party
3-party
system.
system.
Simple
I would
as that.
agree, but that's never going to happen.
No, we have to get everyone to work together, and the
The
America's so
easier
divided
compromise
right
is
now.
to go to a 3-party system.
Now, so here's our solution. Instead of trying to attack campaign and just keep attack. Well, our guy made it on this, but your guy did that. Instead of doing that, why don't we all point fingers at corrupt politicians and go, "You're a dick, get out"?
And how about we put
Because
a,
if both
a term
sides
sentence?
turn on their own guys and go, "Get out," what are they going to do?
Exactly.
Their own party's telling them to leave. They have to leave, and then we're going to start weeding out the corrupt ones.
Well, after FDR, they're like, crap, this guy's going to keep running. If he doesn't die, he's going to stay president. We got to put in a lame duck thing. Now he dies in office, but like we still got to pass his lame duck thing. We can't have somebody as president for more than 2 terms. Cool. Why doesn't Senate and the House of Representatives have a term limit? Why can you be in there forever?
I just agree with that. I love that bumper sticker. I like to change my congressman like a diaper when they stink. I'm like, yeah, there you go.
So there should be a
Get 'em
term
out.
limit. Like you shouldn't be able to stay in there like Strong Thurmond was in there for 900 years.
Just because she looks 900 years old does not mean she is 900 years old.
I'm just saying, like, even like the original presidents, you look at George Washington. Please run again. Please be president
Yeah.
again. Nope.
No.
Nope.
Listen,
not a good
man,
idea.
maybe and the thing is
And he was a douche.
what I want to point out is they wanted him to run again because they've never experienced.
I don't know. I wasn't
democracy.
there.
They had never experienced.
History don't lie.
They had never experienced what it was like to have a ruler switch out so frequently. They're like, it's a
Well,
king.
they're used to a king. Yeah.
So they're used to a monarch. They're used to a king. So you'll say it was, he was there for almost your entire lifespan, depending on when you were born.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I was born by this king and I'll die by this king, or whatever. I saw his son take power, and then that was it. But this one, he's like, no. He's like, you guys choose who you want to lead you next. And they were like, what?
Well, the other thing is that
It's not chosen by God.
they were worried. They were like, "Dude, you're good at what you do," which he wasn't. But
But then again, they never
remember,
experienced
don't
better,
forget-
so they had no
don't-
idea
yeah,
what
exactly.
good was.
Don't forget, George Washington was only made a general. Like he skipped like 4 ranks in the army. He was made a general because he was 6'4" in a time when the average height was 4'11". He was put on a horse because he looked scary as heck. But he was a terrible military
To be
leader.
fair, all the portraits of him look scary as heck anyway. Do you see that hairstyle
Oh,
and
yeah.
that nose?
Dollar's kind of creepy. I'm just saying. But how do we honor our first president? By
U-
shoving it in the G-strings of strippers across the land.
Happy 4th of July.
There you go. But I'm just saying, like, the
Welcome
presidents
to
meeting
Views,
back then,
ladies
Thomas
and gentlemen.
Jefferson, those guys, they all knew, like, we can't stay there forever.
No, and the term limits were a great idea. Why we don't use them with our senators or representatives?
Because that's how they make a living.
And that's a problem.
And they have to vote on it, so of course they're not going to vote themselves into a shorter term.
Yep.
Why would they? Even the ones that come in saying they want to do that, the young politicians, like, I'm coming in here.
Once they get in here with a taste of money,
Yep.
they're like, oh, they're like, hold on.
One of
I
my
can-
favorite movies was an
I
Eddie
can
Murphy
afford
movie.
things.
There was an Eddie Murphy movie where he had the same name as a senator who had just passed away.
Johnson. The name you know,
Yep.
you know the name.
Yep. And that was fantastic. And even he was like, here's a con man who's like, dude, this is too corrupt. He's like, this is too much, man. You guys are awful. A guy whose whole life was conning people.
There's a really good political comment where it's a guy.
Oh, now I know why he's doing it.
Fine.
Because I thought it was like one solid felt bottom, but there's actual feet, so it can actually lean on the feet. I was like, why does it keep leaning? Sorry. For all you who's going to be listening to the audio podcast available on iTunes, that's not going to make any sense, and I apologize. But my microphone was leaning, and I was trying to figure out why. Love you.
There's a really good political comic where a con artist out of the back selling stuff out of the back of his car approached a politician, and he's like, "Yeah, it's like, you want to buy something, man?" And the guy just responds with something like, he's like, "You're not even close to the big leagues." He's got this money pouring out of his pockets and scandals in the hanging off his watch. I'm just like, yeah, pretty much. Welcome to politicians these days.
I can't think of a time, even before I was alive, going back when politics wasn't just twisted and corrupted. And that's sad. And the thing is, it's not just our government.
No, every
can go look at other countries.
Every country in the world, around the world, has at least one, and they have a reason for doing what they do.
It's just like, come on, man. And then when you see decent politicians in other countries, like the guy who's running Canada, I can't think of his name all of a sudden.
Is his name Trudeau?
Yes, thank you. And
Didn't he
does-
also just do a thing recently?
where he hugged him up it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Hold
now
on.
they're using that to bash him because they can't find any dirt on the guy.
The thing is,
So
I'm
he
not
hugs a Muppet on a kids show in Canada, and they're like, "Oh, look at this weirdo hugging Muppets." Granted, it was a very creepy hug.
Listen,
was
here's
a
the
very
thing.
creepy
I'm
hug.
gonna give you my super duper tight hug. And I'm sitting here thinking, God, we're embarrassed by our president.
Yeah, it's just like-
dude, come on, have a little something.
But again, if the worst thing he ever does is squeeze the Muppet a little too hard,
Listen, man, I'm okay with you going and reading children's books. You know, a bunch of kids at school. If you want to look good publicity with the younger generations, but dude,
but you have to make sure you're not
So-
going to learn how to read, like some president had done. Just saying.
you're welcome. Twisted Views, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Which wasn't that stupid.
What? Yeah. No. Of
Just
course
because he
not.
couldn't say nuclear.
He was a puppet who had Jamie's hand up his ass.
No, he's not.
Yes, he was. He was
was
nothing
so
more than
far from a
He was
puppet.
not a smart person. He was somebody who bought his way through college. He was somebody who constantly screwed up the American language. And man,
Speaking of which, he lives a very happy life now. He's very
he's a
jovial.
fantastic painter, though.
He looks. He's. I gotta say, every
you've seen his art-
every time I see like an image of him out in public, just messing, like, you know, he's always being
He's so happy.
goofy.
He
He's
looks
just
younger.
like he's like
Doesn't he look refreshed and younger?
He's like, you boys can have the office. Like, I don't even care anymore. He's like, I got my car. I'm happy with my wife now. He's like, everything's going good again. He's like, it's amazing what happens when I get the hell out of the office. I'm
Well,
just
so I'm saying,
yeah.
look at the last three presidents. You look at Obama, which Obama still looks old, but he was aged 10 years in 2 weeks of first getting president. Every president was, but Bill Clinton looked like, look at him now. Here he is. What has it been? 20 years?
That would
since
be
Clinton was in
Hillary
office?
sucking his life force.
Well, she's apparently not sucking anymore because he looks healthier now than he ever did.
Bill Clinton?
Yeah.
No, he looks like a zombie.
That's from being married to Hillary. But
The
I'm
ring,
just saying,
the
like-
ring that he wears drains his life force slowly.
yeah, he's wearing
And-
a Black Lantern ring.
Yeah. He's just he's just a resurrected corpse at this point.
Yeah.
It's just like, you're not going anywhere.
But like George W. looks so much healthier and happier. And again, guy's a fantastic painter. Like he's really good. His art is really good.
I love that attempt to bash when at the inauguration, they're like, was he getting too joy? Like he was swinging his arms and whatnot. He started like clapping and whatnot. And I'm like, first of all, the man's not young. Second of all, he still has a lot of pride in his country. I'm like, I'm not gonna rip on him for that. If he starts swinging hands with Michelle Obama and you know, and dancing and singing along with President Obama, I'm like, I don't. Hey man,
Hey.
he's a happy guy. God bless America, best country on the planet.
By the way, Dick Cheney shot a guy in the face and got away with it. Just saying.
I said God bless him. Not Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney's the guard dog, also puppet master.
Straight shot a guy in the face with a shotgun. Sorry, it was an accident. Okay, you're good.
Don't go hunting with Cheney.
I wouldn't go anywhere with that man.
Not even Walmart.
No. I wouldn't even go into the Walmart to use a door greeter. Welcome to Walmart. Gee, I'm out. I'm gone. I'm done. I'm out.
Pretty sure Family Guy made a sketch about that, and they, like as they're walking in, it was just yourself as they're walking by, and I'm like, yeah, that's about right. What an asshole of a guy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that guy was creepy.
So that opening statement you guys were strong. I liked it. We're at 10 out of 10. This counter argument's pretty good though. Is we have a tendency to just instead of
Fixing the issue.
well, not even fixing the issue, but just going back to your point, because that was my point, was fixing the issue. Going back to your point, it's just a slander campaign of, well, you know, what you guys did was worse. It's like, well, come on, if we all just stop doing what's bad in the first place, it's almost like the country will be fixed and everything will start running properly again.
What do you know? If we stop
That's like
doing illegal
I was
shit
saying,
behind the scenes.
Think of it this way: you're driving down the road.
Well, that's just it. Trump's not done anything illegal behind the scenes.
that you know of.
As we know of, yeah. Okay. So, all right. So in a world, let's assume that he hasn't. So, your muffler, the tailpipe's gone. So you're just making a loud racket as you're driving down the road like an asshole. That represents Trump. Here's the thing: is people are like, well, he's making a wreck. Unfortunately, the only defense we can say is, yeah, well, our windshield wipers squeak. Yeah. It's like they're why don't we fix both of them?
Yeah.
You're like, well, the carburetor's having issues too. And it's just like, yeah, well, the engine block's just completely shut down. I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah.
And it's just like, guys, stop pointing out all, like, great, we just pointed out all the issues. How about we go to a mechanic and fix it?
Exactly. And the other thing is, like, I
That's
have an
what
issue-
Trump's trying to do is fix it.
The other thing I have an issue with is the decorum of a president who acts like a 12-year-old on Twitter, attacking people, literally making fun of people. Like, oh, they were begging to be part of my thing, but I didn't want her bloodshot face over here because she was so ugly. Come on, man.
That's not what he said.
Then what did he say?
He said that
Her bloodshot face.
It was blood dripping from her plastic surgery.
But if you look at all the photos from that event, she was fine.
But she wanted to be a part of his party, though. She wanted to hang around with him all night long.
Did she?
Wouldn't leave him alone.
Did she?
No.
Because there's no pictures there showing that she was anywhere near him.
Yeah, because he wouldn't let her.
And yet, so how do you back up the fact that she was trying to get? I'm just saying, like,
Because she was at the
and-
event.
Doesn't matter. That's their point. That's their job. The thing is, you don't attack people. You're the president of the United States. You don't act like a 12-year-old and get on Twitter and start attacking people. You also don't post videos of you back in your WrestleMania days fighting Vince McMahon on the outside of a ring and put CNN's face over it, advocating violence against reporters.
Now, did he do that or did his staffers do
He
that?
did it. Trump he said, where is it? Okay, let me get the quote. Where he is the new, Twitter is the new official presidential way of doing things.
I would say, believe it or not,
Like,
for
come
the
on,
first
he has
time
full control
ever,
over his own
I'm
Twitter.
okay with that. I'm okay with him. You know what? Because here's the thing. The problem we've always had in the past, I don't care what president it is everything gets scrubbed. You don't really know what he's. You got to pay attention to the time too, by the way.
we're fine on time.
You don't know
So far.
because it's been scrubbed and watered down or jacked up of what he's saying. Now, like it or not, you're getting the crap from him.
Yeah,
He's
I get
gonna
to know
put
about
out like
all
it
about
is,
Covfefe as
and I
I
don't
want.
care if it's 12-year-old. I don't look, dude. Look. Let me tell you something. Every one of us sit here behind our doors, behind our keyboards, and amongst our friends, we all say stupid shit. He's just saying stupid shit, and we're hearing it.
But here's the thing.
I don't care if he's look. The problem we've had is every president we've had has been presidential, right? And they're about
Yeah.
the most fakest people there is in the world.
Okay.
I don't care if he sits there and tweets. I really don't give a shit.
The thing is, but the thing is, there's personal, and then there's a job. When you have a job, you have to be professional. That would be like having clients coming in here and telling them to F off because you don't like their hair. You lose clients.
We've
that
never
way.
done that.
That's what
I'm saying you lose clients.
We don't do that
you
because
don't
that's
walk into a job interview.
He's not trying to get clients.
It's
He's
not-
trying to fix shit.
No, he's not.
He is- he
Those
is
tweets
trying to-
are not fixing
If,
anything.
if anything, we are trying to get clients. Hold on, whoa. We're trying to pull the world back together and not hate everybody. That's why
Yeah.
Well, it's not like he's
using
going
Trump's
on a-
words exactly. Actually,
But
he's
it's not
like,
like
I
he-
had a meeting with China to try and get North Korea to settle down, to bring them into the UN. Everyone come back together. That was his statement, and I'm like,
And then
that's
the UN
great.
said-
The idea that you did that was fantastic. You actually showed you tried there. You failed, but that's okay.
But what
I'll
did they
give you
say?
an A for
What was
effort.
North Korea's response?
No.
No, their response was, if you look at his tweets, he's nothing more than a child. We want nothing to do with him, so no. When Kim Jong-un, who is basically a giant child, says your president is nothing more than a child and we want nothing to do with him, there's a problem. You have to be professional. That's all there is to it. You're in the utmost position
because
of the
going
country.
around apologizing to all the world for everything that we've done in the past is awesome.
Did I say that's professional? No. Just
what I'm
be
saying.
professional.
Well, we also said
that
some-
is not being professional. You're taking something completely out of the realm.
I was saying, we also never
I
said
don't
apologize. To be fair, it's yeah, America, reigning world champs twice in a row. I might add you. That ain't changing. I'm not saying go and apologize. I absolutely support everything that most of everything we've done in the past. So we made
You
bad.
know.
We made bad plays which you shouldn't have been there.
Which we didn't lose
Vietnam-
that war. We just abandoned it.
Vietnam was handled wrong, and I think
Well,
Very much so.
keep in
Yeah,
mind
that whole thing was done wrong.
can't blame our guys on that one.
I would say
No, our soldiers. I feel bad for all of the ones that got sent over there.
I just watched the whole thing on that, man. I'll
Yeah,
tell you
it's-
what,
it's
that's
just-
it
it
was
was
brutal.
It was completely
we
handled
made,
very well.
we made bad decisions. Yes, we shouldn't have been there. We were
Oh, what's that Mel Gibson movie about that? Like the first one that went over there. It was really supposed to be recon, and they ended up getting almost slaughtered. And
Air America.
yes, that
But
was.
I actually watched the one over the weekend. It was
You know, it was really
there's a great
fun.
documentary
The-
on
the
Netflix
brothers.
right now, too.
and it was. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah,
but it was
it's-
about the C Company,
Yeah, those guys.
Charlie
just-
Company, in the Da Nang
yeah.
area.
That whole. Yeah, you're right. It was just completely handled.
It
wrong.
was really. It was interesting because people was like, oh, it's like America was over there to to fight communism.
I'm not here.
It's
I'm not here talking about Vietnam.
Say,
I'm here talking about a morons.
Not what we were there for. If you believe that we fought Vietnam purely for the fact of someone said they're communists, then you didn't read into it. Yes, that's what they teach you in school because that's what that's.
Yeah.
If you
I
look
say
if
this-
you look it up, Vietnam was pushing on the French Polynesian and things, and the French went, "Hey, we helped you out one time," and then went, "Fine."
Yep.
And we carted our asses over there and helped them out. Granted, we lost, but France had to keep most of French Polynesia, so
We didn't lose. We abandoned it. We just left it
because everyone went because Vietnam's
no,
like,
we-
what are you attacking? You're attacking forests. You're not getting anything out of this. On top of that, we ended up saying, okay, fine, we left.
Yeah.
But we gave them a stern talking to, damn it.
Yes, we did.
I mean, hey,
Put your nose in the corner of your own forest.
I was like, to
You know,
be fair though, France kept their territories, so I mean, all in all, that war was absolutely pointless. It solved nothing. It accomplished nothing. We just kind of
Lost too
everyone
many
went
people.
over, lost a lot of unnecessary lives, and shook a lot of fingers at each other. And then finally went, okay, we're all good now.
Well, it taught us a new way to fight a war, though.
Yeah, that did.
That is true.
So,
I guess something came out of it.
but let's go back. You guys said something that's kind of. I hear a lot of people ranting and raving about this term limits. Well, you know, if they're doing so bad, vote them out.
Well,
It's the
part of
American people that are
that's
the
part
morons.
of the problem. No, it's part of the problem.
Why is it
How
part
many
of the problem?
times? How do you times you hear about guys like I was like, oh wait a minute, how did this guy get voted again? How did he get voted again? Because
the
buy
people,
they buy votes, they do all this stuff. There's all kinds of voter scandals all the time, Democrat, Republican alike. Like the guy who was trying to sell the Senate seat.
Exactly. I don't care. I
you can
don't
sell
care
a
the
seat-
party. I don't care the party affiliation. That
But
doesn't
I'm
mean
saying,
shit.
if you
That's
to me.
not what we're
but I'm
saying.
If you can sell a seat, that proves your vote means nothing for a Senate seat. If a seat can be sold and the
Well,
guy can
your
get away with it,
vote.
he didn't get caught.
Your vote means nothing for president either.
No, electoral college. I've always said that.
So if Russia would had affected the outcome of the election, that means our electoral college is corrupt.
Which I wouldn't doubt.
Because it wasn't the American the popular vote. The popular vote was for Trump overall.
Not according to
No. No,
it
at the
depends on who you're courting.
According to Fox News, it wasn't, which is supposedly all up Trump's butt. So
No, not really. They're a little more.
The popular vote was by Hillary Clinton by 2%. It was obvious. They're like, okay, well, that's rather impressive. And then when the Electoral College finally came out, it was, well, Trump won. Recount happened, as it always does every year, and we were like, oh, I never had a recount. We always have a recount.
yeah,
You know, it's good to double check. And they're like, nope. They're like, he won, fair and square. Sorry, guys. Everyone got pissy.
yeah, it's just it's
Hillary
moving.
pulled their books off the shelf, which I thought was really, really, really funny because
Yeah.
I think you did it to yourself, and I honestly think that somebody is that like there was an electoral college member who's he's in the grocery, he's in Walmart, he goes on the book aisle. Oh, you know what? I wonder if that new Harry Potter is out for my son. I'm gonna go buy it for him, and they see she's already. No, she's not now. Champ, my vote's going back. It's like you did last spite and you know it. You there's gotta be one.
Well, it's
And
just
the
like
entire
if you
college
look
was
at
just like, yep.
you go back to the 2000 election, the Al Gore scandal here in Florida, and all that. It's just
Right.
it's all been a load of crap. I hate politics in general.
I love politics.
If
Gives
there's
me
a way to
something talk
revamp
about.
the whole thing, but you can't do that without shutting your country down.
As I say,
There is called dictatorship.
no, there's
That's not a revamp. That's an awful turn.
I would say there is a revamp that's come through revolution though, and that's a problem because that means there's.
But that's what I'm saying. You're
turmoil within the
shutting
country.
everything down. A lot of people are going to die.
I would say you're shutting things down is a light way to put it. More like burning it to the ground and then rebuilding is how revolution works.
Yeah, gone are the days of dumping tea into the Boston Harbor. Those
Yeah.
days are far over.
It's like oh man, that makes the revolution. No, that doesn't make a revolution. That was a paper cut to them. They're just like you know.
Speaking of revolutionary things, and this is really a terrible segue. Whatever
You go
happened?
to Antifa?
Whatever happened to Anonymous's old claim that NASA was going to come out with the proof of alien life here?
Because NASA's like, we don't have to release anything.
Yeah, no. They're like, no, we're good.
I do love. I maybe it's just because I have a humorously spiteful personality. Like I'll do things to spite just to make a joke. So when someone goes, in the next 5 seconds, you'll tell me this. I will wait until the 6th damn second to tell you something and go, no, I waited 6 seconds, not 5. Eat it. And they're just like, you're doing this. And I'm just like, I know. It's horribly specific. Like NASA will wait. They're like, within the next 3 weeks, NASA will reveal alien life. If I was NASA, I'd wait to the 4th week
yeah.
and just sit there like, what? You were wrong, technically.
Just
By
come out.
technicality.
I would come out on the 3rd week and go, we have nothing to report.
Yeah,
And then go away. And then the very next.
week, hey,
oh yeah. By the way, this is what we found.
Also, I mean, I don't think NASA would be very, I think NASA still ultimately wins there. It's just, they're like, announcements like, see, we told you they'd announced alien life. It's like, yeah, but we found it.
Yeah. And we just
Keyboard warrior, get outta
annou-
here.
you
Oh,
leaked, you
boy.
leaked the news that we were going to release something. We actually released it.
It's like, you didn't even have what we released.
Yeah.
So,
The thing is now
Get outta
people are
here.
like, oh, there's no such thing as alien life, blah blah blah, whatever. NASA's already talked about there being live bacteria on other planets they've found and stuff
yeah,
like this.
they're like, it's totally
it may not
possible.
be conscious humanoid life, but there's life on other planets. We already know that. It's not that big a deal. Now
We
they
just-
come
we
out and
want-
say,
we
"Hey,
want to find
we
sentient
found
life."
we found a whole new species of humanoid like aliens on this planet, da da da, and they're coming over to say hi. We're having them over for a barbecue, 4th of July, fireworks. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, so like Arrival?
Kinda.
By the way, that was a great movie.
Love
if
that
you haven't
movie.
seen it. If that
That whole the time thing and
God,
the reveal.
I
loved it.
loved when that happened.
That reveal, I was like, what?
Yup.
That was good. I liked it.
That took me for a loop. Man, what a great movie. If you haven't seen Arrival, you really should go find it. I think it's something in Redbox.
It will change the way you think about time too.
Yeah, but it also shows the political structure of how the world would handle an alien invasion. Because it was
Oh,
pretty
yeah, it was
dead
pretty
on.
spot
Because
on.
it's who it told would do what is pretty much how it's happening. Because that's how
It was pretty much Russia and China were like, we're gonna blow them out of the water, out of the air. We're gonna
Russia
blow them up.
held on for a little bit, and then China's just like, I ain't holding on to nothing.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna shoot
We're
them
bringing
down.
destroyers over to you first, and we're just gonna surround you like that.
See, it all comes back to politics.
Also about politics, dude. It's like, that was my favorite things we ever said. That my friends ever pointed out was Magic the Gathering, the card game. It's all politics. At that point in that table, you are all four. You are, depending on how many people it is. If there's 5 people, you are 5 separate parties. You all want to achieve something completely different than the other, but you have to make compromises along the way. Otherwise, you're going to be singled out and you're going to die. So you literally will sit here up until the very last second, and then you always will end up deceiving your ally. It's who can deceive who first, and in what way.
There was this great video I saw a few years ago, and I have to look it up again. It was basically using like animals in the jungle to show how bipartisan is just absolutely awful. And it's just like it starts off with like 7 parties.
Happy 4th of July. We're bashing everything
I know,
Trump
right?
does today.
Politics.
I mean, listen, we need
what
things
the
to be
founding
tuned
fathers
up.
started is not what we have now.
The parties have swapped over time and 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 time again.
And it was
point of
supposed to be a
it's-
3-party system.
Yeah, and to the point where it's like we're not achieving anything anymore. We're getting nothing done, and
It's like
that bothers me.
Every president's like, "Oh, I'm going to change the country and make it great, better and better and better." Nobody ever does.
Make it great again.
Yeah.
He's trying.
You have to define.
If everybody'd shut their hole and just get on board and let's just try to figure stuff out instead of fighting each other, you'd get a lot more done.
Well,
But they're too busy. They're too busy trying to get rid of him than they are to sit down and actually doing something.
now I agree with that. to a point.
He's asked for input. If you're not going to give input, then he's going to run it his way.
Here's
So
the thing. I agree with that to a point.
hold on. So instead of arguing all the time and trying to get rid of him, sit down with him, make the changes you want to make changes in there, and just move on. I'm done.
Right. I do agree with that to a point. Yes, I believe that teamwork does make the dream work. ironically.
IDGAF.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
Yes, teamwork definitely does make the dream work. And I stand by that 100%, especially when it comes to running a country. We need everyone's participation. It doesn't help when we fight each other. But we're also not working together very well on either side,
No.
which is a problem.
No.
It's like, sure, man, here you can play with my baseball bat, and there's razor blades in the handle. It's like, guys, stop throwing cheap tricks at each other and cheap little stunts to try and go, look what they've done.
Yeah, it's just
If we band together and do what we're supposed to, we might actually make it as a country, as one of the only countries in the world that does not have to have any kind of revolution and change our government style. And that would be impressive because damn near everyone with a sophisticated government had to have that.
all I know is I'm waiting for 2020 when The Rock runs for president. Let's get the people's eyebrow out there. Let's do it.
He's gonna walk up, get up on that mic. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Finally, The Rock has come back to the White House.
He's gonna walk up to like suit and tie, just rip it off. He's gonna be like red, white, and blue spandex. He's gonna go, let's do this.
That'd be awesome.
Someone's gonna throw him the baby oil.
I don't even care how good or bad of a president he is. I just think it'd be awesome.
I think just running would be funny enough. Like, I don't care if
Yeah.
he drops a week later. I'd be like, just to see his name, just like, yeah, I did it. I done did it. Didn't go far with it, but I did it. Only problem is that's also how Trump got elected was, look at that guy.
Yeah.
He's making a joke, and then, oh, shit.
Well, the thing was is because
man.
he'd been in the primaries several times before and had never gotten that far, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh crap, he got traction.
A lot of it, too.
Well, in all fairness, look at who was running against him: Jeb Bush, Chris Christie. Like,
Can we have a strong...
oh my God, like,
Rubio.
It's like, hey,
oh
guys.
God, yeah, the absentee senator. Guys missed more days in his seat than any other senator in the history of Congress.
Yeah,
It's
but they don't have to be there. Everybody else votes for him anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate thing. We saw that in Tallahassee
Yeah,
while we were up
did.
there.
We did see that in Tallahassee.
Like a 5th grade field trip. We're up there in Tallahassee. I'm sitting here watching people make decisions for our state. And my dad points out, oh, there's Mr. Peter Nair. He's our representative. I'm like, oh, cool. A vote comes up. Nair looks up for half a second, goes, click, goes over to the guy next to him, click. And then goes right back to his work. I'm like, whoa! Like, that's not okay. You just voted for somebody else just because they weren't at their desk. And the thing is, you can make the argument, oh, we have the same vote, or I already know what the bill is for the day. I'm just reading through it all, and he would agree with me, or he doesn't.
Or maybe
agree with
it's
me.
like he told me to vote.
Yeah, he told me to
for
vote for him. But there's no 100% guarantee of that.
Nope.
Like, whoa, you absolutely...
Nope.
It's just like, you could have been arguing at lunch about it and be like, no, it's a good idea. No, it's not a good idea. It's like, well, you're not at your seat. I have to vote for you. click, and it's just like, what? No. Oh,
In all fairness,
That-
if you don't want your vote voted by somebody else, be in your effing seat when there's a vote.
that's a very, very good point.
Mr. Rubio.
Shots fired.
Yeah, just come on, people.
To be fair, we did not have a strong Republican candidate this time around.
No, it was-
like, man, there were so many people on the Ben Carson train, and at first I was just like, dude, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, you're doing pretty good.
Neurosurgeon, yeah, and then he
I was
just
saying, and then for oh god, what's the big military school that he claimed he went to? First Point,
West Point.
West Point. For them to sit here and go, we've never had you in our school at any point in time. You were not a graduate, nor did you even attend. You didn't even apply. We have no idea who you are trying to apply to us. And they're saying that you have recommendations from us. And it's just like,
Whoops.
whoa, dude, that's
Who is this?
Ben
that was Ben Carson. That
He
was
more,
West Point's official statement was you've never been a part of our school. You've never been in it. You never graduated. No.
He was a neurosurgeon who was nothing more than a glorified flat Earth society person with narcolepsy. That dude fell asleep like halfway through every debate.
As long as he was sitting. Narcolepsy.
Well, I mean, even standing up, his eyes they would get shorter and smaller and smaller.
Who?
Ben Carson. That dude was
the thing is, like,
he would like straight fall asleep. He was like
I was rather
like
I was
halfway through a
rather
debate. He's like talking like this.
I was like, 'cause I knew a lot of people were rather on board with him, and then when he says that, I'm like, that really kind of, rips on everything you were standing for, dude. I'm sorry to say
The other
this.
thing I don't understand, and this is again a Democratic and Republican thing alike, they spend the entire debates of the primaries bashing each other. How a terrible person this person is. Trump's terrible. Hillary's terrible. Bashing. Oh, so they're the ones? Hey, I'm right here with like Chris Christie. Trump made fun of him constantly, and Christie made fun of Trump constantly. Oh, he's a terrible person. Reality star. He shouldn't be in office. The second it gets set that he's the Republican candidate, guess who's right behind him?
Backing. Well, in that one,
Same with like Jeb Bush. They were like, yeah, we support Trump.
in that one,
You just said he was an a-hole.
and that's I absolutely understand.
Everybody
that
can
one.
change their mind. They can see the errors of the way.
Not even change their mind. It's
Yeah,
more.
that's
It's
not what it
more
is at
of
all.
a,
That's not what it is at all.
the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, that's it. That's literally all it comes down to.
It was
It's like, oh,
well,
he's not a candidate for the
I was
party.
saying,
Okay.
He's gonna look up. It's better than Hillary. Go. If you're going to be a representative, then represent. We will back you up in whatever way. Just don't let her win. Because the thing is all of them still have Senate seats and whatnot, so they also have some form of power on him
Yeah.
or with him.
I just
So
thought that's another funny thing about politics you see and all that stuff. It's like, although, like I said, I will give speaking of Chris Christie, he did his whole thing. Like, apparently the state of New Jersey could not come to a agreement on budget for their state parks. So for the 4th of July weekend, because it had to be done by July 1st, and they didn't come to an agreement, most of their state parks, including their beaches, got shut down.
oh, that's unfortunate.
Except for that, Chris Christie, who has a state-owned beach house on one of the beaches that's closed, decided, nah, I'm going anyways. His response is, hey, you want to go to the beach when it's closed? You run for governor. It's like, dude. And then his lieutenant governor's like, okay, I was supporting you, but if your state people can't go to the beach, you don't go to
You
the
know what he
beach.
could have done? That would have been way cooler.
Just open it up to everybody.
Guys, party at my beach. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, party's at his place. And then again, that's the entire state of New Jersey getting in one area. That's a brawl.
Yeah, that may not have been a good idea.
You know, on second thought, maybe he had the,
second thought, maybe
maybe he had the right idea. 4th of July, no one's working. Did someone say the purge?
He did say he didn't get a tan during the weekend. He didn't get enough sun. I don't know why that helps.
I don't tan,
Yeah, I don't know why that helps.
so I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't know how a tan would help. Well, I wouldn't know how a tan would help you. I guess I just never experienced a good one. I only get sunburned, so maybe who knows? Maybe that's what I'm missing in life is tans are the end all be all. I'm okay with everything now. Everything's okay. Like I don't care if everyone's fighting anymore. It's just like but the two parties. It's a good idea. I have my tan now. Maybe that's what I'm missing. That's what turns you into the social
I don't think
sheep.
so. I've gotten
The
tans.
political sheep, if you will, just getting herded.
I've gotten tans. I'm good. That
Vince's like, no, I don't think it's tans. I got tans, buddy. I'm like, don't worry,
No.
you're in the right frame of mind.
You're fine.
Thanks.
You're fine.
What are you guys talking about?
I love how we have a show and he's not even paying attention.
I was making the correlation of.
Well, if I'm bored, I can imagine everybody else.
no, nobody else is gonna be bored. You're
I was imagining the correlation of the Senator Christie was saying, "Oh, I didn't get enough sun this weekend." He's
Yeah,
like,
that was his-
so don't worry, I'm not
Yeah,
that
he's just-
person.
Oh, that kind of tan.
And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's why I think I'm It's just like, oh, don't worry, guys. I don't ever tan, therefore I'm not a bad person. No, 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 no.
His justification for going to a closed beach that nobody else could go to was, well, I didn't get any sun. I didn't get any
Okay,
sun. So.
can nobody go to it, or was just nobody there to work
State
it?
officials.
No,
State
it's
officials. Are not,
closed.
state officials are not.
So they had them. They had them
They
chained
were
shut.
shut down, chain shut.
But because he has a house out
he
there.
had the chains
That's
cut.
never really stopped anybody.
Yeah, he had the chains cut.
Well, yeah, I'm sure.
And he was
people just
bled
hop
into the.
fence
He
and
put
it's
himself
just
in the
like-
park and like, and it's like, you know what? And again, I agree with his lieutenant governor here. It's like, look, dude, if none of your state people can go to the park, then on the 4th of July weekend, you don't go.
Now, if
That's
he
just
cut the
a dick
chains and
move.
let everybody in,
Yeah, there you go.
there we go.
But the fact that the big issue here too is that the New Jersey House couldn't come to, with the 4th of July looming, couldn't come to an agreement on a budget to
Big
keep
tourist, big
oh, dude,
community
so
spending.
dude, they are losing millions upon millions of dollars because people are just
It's New freaking Jersey. Who cares?
their beaches are still a hot spot for.
But it's
4th of
New
July.
Jersey.
Their
it doesn't
parks are
matter.
still huge. Their parks are
Their
big.
beaches are still a big deal. And so they just lost millions of dollars because people literally that were going up there.
I'll tell you,
aren't
that's a
going now.
lot-
there's
that's a
literally
lot of your
millions of
state
visitors
spending you're
leaving New
missing.
Jersey because they can't go to the parks.
What
and
about the
beaches.
what? Yeah, but what about all the?
Yeah, where are they going to go?
Just down? They're either going to go down or up. Other beaches on the East Coast. The thing is,
you
is
could,
like
you could go west and find a lake.
a Great Lake.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, Jersey's not very big, so you're probably going to wind up going to New York. You're going to go down
You
to
drive 30 minutes west and be like, I'm out.
Philadelphia. Not a big
yeah.
deal.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like this is they literally just lost millions and millions in tourism. For
But,
the weekend.
they lost.
But,
they lost
here's
a
the
good deal of money
thing:
of spending.
most
Like,
people
was
will
more
go
happen.
to the Jersey shoreline and go to the public that are not locked down. Because there's a lot of I'm from that area. I'm from that area.
119 of the 123 beaches in New Jersey are closed
Again, have you ever been to Jersey?
once.
Okay, I've been to Jersey a lot. You go on the shore, you stay down on the shore. There's a lot of just wide open beaches. They're not locked down, so the shoreline's just fine. The shore, like the Jersey Shore people, all those beaches are public, and they're not locked. Nothing. You just
I would
go
say,
on them.
do I think it's going to stop anybody on 4th of July? Hell no.
They're talking about the state parks. The state
People-
parks.
people
Actually,
will
those
jump fences and
beaches
just-
are not that nice.
No.
Going down to where the boardwalk is and all that kind of stuff, that's a little bit different.
Stupid high schoolers going, hey, it's 4th of July. I'm going to the beach. Don't really give a damn.
Guarantee
They're gonna
you
hop that,
they're
gonna go
just
anyway.
fine.
I completely
They're
understand
like I
that.
said, and again, they've already
Or
lost.
they run over to Long Island and go on the Long Island beaches,
That's what
which
I'm
are
saying,
even nicer.
People are going to be. That's what I'm saying. People are leaving New Jersey in droves right now for this weekend because they're
then
pretty
do I
pissed.
think the state trooper's actually going to stop them? No.
The Thunder Rolls.
A state trooper's going to go, it's literally not worth my time to go tell those kids, you can't be in there. I closed that this morning.
No.
One that's like super by the books is going to be like, hey, get out of there. But a lot of them are just like, they're just dumb kids. The worst comes to worst, they die. Whatever, it's a forest. They will grow a beautiful tree and be done with it. And all I like to say is, oh, they were trespassing, you shouldn't have been in there in the first place. And then, boom, all charges are dropped. Can't do anything.
I'm just saying, like I don't understand, like why things have to be such a huge hassle.
Because
Why was it so hard to come up with it? Like, why is there such tension to make a budget? Why is that so hard?
No, okay, that one I would understand. But
because there's
making
too
a
much
budget's not simple.
there's too much fluff crap in there that the other
Exactly,
ones
why?
yeah, because what they're trying to do is
Freaking
they're trying to
politics,
teach
man.
people a lesson. So I would like to know. I'd like to see somewhere who gave the bigger resistance, the Dems or the Republicans, because it comes down to it. It comes down to party. So who couldn't pass it? Was it trying to be passed the Republican side and the Dems said no, or was it trying to be passed by the Dems and
I
the
wouldn't
Republicans
say
said no?
it's-
Because I'll tell you what's going to happen. This will have ramifications on both sides. There will be people losing their jobs in the next election. I guarantee it.
I don't.
Well, that's why, like I said, the lieutenant governor is now bashing Christie because of that whole thing. And now he's just like, all right, well then I'm going to have to supersede him. So now he's going to run against him.
But
That's fine,
again,
go for
this
it.
is not Christie's fault.
No.
This is the politicians that get in the way.
Yeah,
What-
it's the
what- but
whole,
what he
it's
did
the
was-
whole Jersey.
So here's what's going to happen is it either Christie's got the lowest ratings right now of a governor there is, period. So everybody thinks he's a piece of crap. It is what it is. But the bottom line is the beaches and the parks getting closed is not his fault. It's the freaking politicians' fault.
Yeah, it's the ones that are. Well, I mean, I'm sure he has some say in that, but
No, he does not have any say in that. He is just a figurehead.
I think it was my favorite.
He's
Did
like
you
the
hear that,
president.
governors? You're all figureheads.
You're all
You have no
figureheads.
power.
I don't know. Actually, I made a pretty good point. I'm just like, listen, you don't know what the president actually does. What he actually does, he's a scapegoat. You point at him and go,
It's your
he's
fault.
the problem. You did this. When in reality, it's just like you want actual change to happen. The people in the seats, the House and the Senate, like you want actual change. You change them out and watch how quickly stuff changes.
Yeah.
Get new people in there. Change out those. You see it underneath your ballot. You see those underneath the president. You see all the representatives you're allowed to change. Don't change them all. If you really want everything to just change and have some fun with this, like I almost did, just look up everyone. Have a general idea of who's in each seat or not, and just vote someone different. I don't care who you vote for. Someone different. Just anyone different. Let's get new, fresh ideas in there. Whole thing just.
That's the thing too, is that people look at elections like reality shows. The only thing that matters is the guy up top. The only thing that matters is the president. The rest of it, these people blind vote all the time.
Yep.
They're just like,
oh,
check. Oh,
yeah.
I know that name. You know, they're
And it's
like they just blind
stop.
vote. It's just like,
pick someone.
Well, they may blind vote, but most of them are just morons anyway. So
It's not even
even
they're morons.
even if
Some
you
people
taught
just-
them how to do it, it wouldn't.
They
that is
just
something that needs to be done, though. I agree with that.
taught how to properly vote,
People, yeah, like just like there needs to be a life class in high school.
how to research your candidate.
How to research your candidate, how to properly vote, how to balance your checkbook, how to change tires. That whole thing, like that, literally needs to be a class. Like
That used to be a
standardized
class.
Yeah, it hasn't been for the last 50 years.
I'll say it's currently an elective. I know Tarpon Springs High School still carries it, called Senior Survival. Teaches you how to do just about all of it, like 90%. Like I learned how to balance checkbook while I was in there. I
Yeah, see
learned how to cook on a budget. I learned how to do laundry. I learned how to change a tire.
Okay, so Tarpon Springs High School.
Yeah, Tarpon Springs High School.
You guys are doing it right, but don't make it elected. Make it mandatory.
I'll say
And
thank
then
you,
every
Mr.
other school needs to follow suit.
Thank you, Coach Ramsey.
Because they're not even.
Awesome
That's
guy.
not even an
I really hope
option
you're still
in
teaching
Hillsborough.
it.
In Hillsborough County, it's not even an option. In most of Pasco County, not even an option. I don't think it's in Pasco County at all. It's just not an option. Like,
I also want to point out, thank you for raising me properly and teaching me how to write a check early on, how to do my own laundry, how to cook on a budget early on.
Well, there's so many
because
parents that can't
we got
even
to that
teach that.
point, I was just like, hey, I can do this already. I'm like, I can already fold my clothes and hang my clothes up on the hanger. Woo!
you know, there's so many parents that can't teach your kids that because they weren't taught that.
Also has basic sewing skills. That I didn't.
Yes,
know.
well, I did.
learned
I
how-
got that in
learned-
home. I got that in home ec.
Well, these don't have home ec anymore. That senior survivor was home ec. We had so
Well,
I saw
that's how it should be done.
People don't know how to sew a button on. I didn't know how to sew a button on.
How are we doing on time?
Got about 10 minutes. Sweet. So we are coming towards it. I agree. I think a home ec class, at least one semester of it, so
Yeah.
half the year should be mandatory for everyone to take because you need to know basic. It's not like when you're in your AP Calc class. I sit here and think when I'm in some of my math classes, it isn't going to programming. I'm sitting here thinking, like, when the hell am I going to need this?
I had a
Like-
question for you.
Yes.
If methadone is free to addicts because they have a disease, why is chemo not free for cancer patients?
Well, because chemo isn't actually helpful to most cancer patients. Not
It's
that that's
a-
why it's not free, but apparently a doctor just came out recently and was just like, "Look, you guys are getting."
you
you're getting
saw
shown."
that little thing on Facebook too? Yeah,
No, I saw a documentary on chemo,
Uh-oh.
and I saw people who went through it, like my uncle.
I know people that's got it and then used it personally.
Yeah, so do I.
And it
My
helped
uncle.
them.
My uncle almost died on chemo, but that's what chemo is. It's a
It's a
radiation.
poison.
Yeah, it's a poison, and that's what they're saying is like there's got to be better ways of doing it.
Yes, there has to be better ways. Do we have better ways at the moment?
That's not my. That wasn't my
No,
question.
that's not-
That
that's
is
not our
not my
point.
question. My question, because hey, methadone doesn't always get you off drugs either.
And that's something.
No. But then again, I mean, they say that methadone clinics they're free, blah blah blah, but I've never seen one that's free. There's not one free here.
And say, yes, there is.
Unless
and,
it-
and I know
no,
for a
I
fact
would
it
say
is.
we know where it is. Yeah, no. There absolutely
yeah, we're
is.
speaking from experience.
Because my brother was supposed to go to one, but he had to pay for it. And he was court mandated.
No,
Take people up
Pinellas
that one.
County.
Yeah. No, we took. No, trust me. We took care of people there until we took them. We picked them up from there. And we dropped them off to there, and it's no good.
Honestly, my brother, it didn't help him at all.
On top of that,
and he had to pay for it.
That's what I'm saying.
On top of that,
So-
methadone's not helpful. It's synthetic heroin, and it's still not good for you. It's
The
still
point
causing
is,
the problem. It's
again,
still fueling your addiction.
Don't care if it works or not. My question was, if because there is places where it's free, why isn't chemo free?
Well, I mean, there's
good-
places where
good
chemo's
counter.
free,
I don't
too.
think anyone here at this table necessarily disagrees with the idea of free healthcare. If you were ill, you should be able to go to a doctor and get help.
I'm not talking about healthcare. I'm just talking about
No,
methadone
but I'm
and
saying,
chemo.
would that not
Okay, well, I mean, there's
cover?
places where chemo's free too.
I'm not sure how true that statement is.
I don't
St.
know.
Jude's.
That's rather
St.
expensive.
Jude's.
St. Joseph's is
That's for children only.
For children only, so you can't go there.
But-
for
That's,
adults.
I'm talking about adults.
Because that's
And
no,
I'm talking about everybody.
it's, you know,
I mean-
you have the right idea, but I don't think anyone necessarily disagree with diseases like that being treated for free. Like it's like you are in the worst, most unfortunate. You literally can't work. You can't do anything to raise the money right now. The government should help you out in this one. We are sorry. You don't deserve to just keel over and die because well, you rolled the dice wrong. It's just that's like all goes right back to politics. We need a proper way of doing this. Because I don't think
Well, it's
anyone
'cause
here disagrees with
Big
universal
Farm-
health care.
Dude, there's Big Farm. There's all these. They're all lobbyists. And
I would say
and
I
people's
would
pockets.
love to be able to sit here and the kids, you know, people that are sick, you know, it's like, oh, my mother got diagnosed with cancer this year. She lost her job, can't work now. I would love to be able to sit here and go, no problem, we'll take care of it. Here's, you know, and once you're out of the hospital, once you're back and healthy, you can go back to work, do whatever you want to do at that point. Grats. But man, we can just not reach a decision, mainly because our country financially is not
Because,
doing well.
again,
So needless to say,
well, I mean, like I said,
one
what is one of the biggest lobbies?
I'll
of all time?
guarantee you there's cure for cancer out there. It's just it's too much
Can't
of a
make
money
money off a
maker.
cure.
That's right.
You can
Same
make money
goes-
off treating somebody over and over and over again, but you can't make money if you cure
You
somebody.
know how much money you can make off those charities? Look what
Susan B. Coleman is one of the biggest ripoffs.
I would say look at
Oh my
look
God,
at
one of
the pink
biggest
ribbon
ripoffs.
lady.
Oh, Susan B. Coleman.
Yeah, look. I'll say for anyone who disagrees with me.
bankrolled like $4 or $5 million.
I would say if
year.
anybody who's watching the show disagrees with my despisement for that charity specifically, go look at what she pulled for a paycheck last year.
Yeah,
Here's
all
a
that,
favor.
all that has to be there.
That is a lot more money than she
Yeah,
should
you
have
can
pulled for
email
a
Dylan
charity.
at tvtv at
And by the
Do so.
way-
I was like, tell me
by
I'm
the
wrong,
way-
and I'll have a conversation. Well, we can talk about next episode.
and
I'll-
Susan B. Coleman is not about cancer treatment; it's about cancer awareness.
Okay, we're all aware. A lot of us.
I don't think she's around anymore.
Susan B. Coleman.
I think she got in trouble. I think
Good.
the whole
I think
charity
she's-
got shut down.
She really.
No, because they're still working with the WWE, which
Really?
sucks. Because I don't know how they're not doing their homework. Because you can go to there's a what's that charity website? You can go look at all charities' financial statements. Literally, it's less than 10% of all donations go to the actual awareness, and the rest
Yeah,
all goes
no,
to
it was-
paychecks and payrolls and
I guess they are
advertising and
still
marketing.
around.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, holy. Fun fact: there's websites against her, and there's websites for her.
Well, of course.
trying to argue her case. And I'm like, sweetheart, you
I'm
don't
just
need that much.
go
You don't
look at the
I would say,
financial statement.
You don't need that much money out of your pocket for what you do.
There is zero argument. Just go look at the financial statement. When less than 10% of all donations go to the actual cancer awareness, and the rest goes to paychecks and
It's beyond disappointing. You still have, we have 4 minutes.
no, that's one thing that bothers me. You go through these lists of charities and
Right. It's very
there's
positive.
so many that are just
It's very bothersome.
non-profit, yet these people make billions of dollars.
I would say you can 100% see charities take advantage of the money they get and what
And
they're
it may
running
have been
for.
started for the best of intentions.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
I
it
think
was-
they all start at best
I'm
of
not saying
intentions.
they all do either, because I know charities that literally started.
I say, but I
make
know for a
money.
fact, and I'm sure we've all seen that greed takes people in really,
But yeah, I
really
believe-
twisted directions a lot faster than they assume. For example, we just once
Wounded
again
Warriors,
all
another
goes
one.
right back to politics. We see congressmen and representatives do it all the time.
Yeah.
Is they sit here and go, I'm here to change things. I'm going to change. Once we get in, we're changing everything. We're gonna get stuff passed, and then as soon as they get in, they go quiet, and they're like, we can't change that. Sorry, I wanted to do that, but we can't.
By the way, I got this huge $100,000 check from this
it's like,
lobbyist.
it's like, you know what? I was going to ban, I was going to increase the tax on cigarettes to try and promote our clinics to help people out with that. But
Tobacco just bought me a
tobacco
house.
just bought me a house, a new Ferrari, and now they're funding my kids' college. So,
I'm good.
and I would say, as he pulls a Marlboro cigarette, don't smoke, kids.
Yeah.
It's just like, come on, dude. It's like
Well, come
at
on,
this
like-
point, you're a fancy product placement.
Those truth ads are put on by Big Tobacco. They
Yeah.
have to. It's part of after that big congressional thing where they had to pay out $1 billion to smokers, and then they have to make these ads. Guess what? They make so much money that it doesn't hurt them at all to make these ads. They just
No.
keep doing it. And then they start making up stuff. Oh crap! This vaping thing's starting to take off. Now they're making these truth ads about how vaping is 10 times worse than cigarettes.
Maybe it is.
No,
Yeah, I can totally see how
We have 2
vegetable
minutes.
oil and a tobacco essence with no heat is far worse than the thousands of chemicals in the filter.
There's
Yeah,
more
no,
chemicals
say-
than that.
No, there's
in
not.
that.
I actually vape. There's not. There's 2. It's essential oil
It is-
and a vegetable oil.
There is
That's it.
now. Doctors have made the point that they're like water vapor. That much water vapor going into your lungs isn't that good. So you should probably start trying to wean yourself off.
Well, those
to
people
help
who just
yourself
make those
out.
gigantic smoke things, that when the guys that try to make those, they're
Yeah,
idiots.
they're like listen.
You take-
they're
you can
like
take
water
anything
vapor.
for.
They're like water vapor does have negative effects on your lungs. Guess what? Air goes in there. Not tons of water vapor. They're like that will cause issues because guess what? Your lungs will filter that out. And
I
they're-
tell people to stop smoking.
I'll say, and then you get water. Then you can actually get water in your lungs, and then you start having negative side effects.
And I love these ones too about.
But yes, it is a good alternative as you smoke, unless you don't actually need it and you just vape, which in that case,
Yeah, those people are just.
wow.
They're vaping because it's cool.
I was like, wow. It's
And
like,
again, those are those
at that point,
jerk offs that make those giant. That like they have a vaporizer that looks like an old 1980s cell phone. It's a giant brick.
Yeah, I say, at that
And
point, I'm sitting here
They're
just
making
saying-
clouds that look like the mist is rolling in. Stephen King's The Mist is rolling in. I'm like, that's not necessary.
it's
None of that is necessary.
It's at that point where I'm going to go. I just kind of hand him a pack of cigarettes and go, just
Yeah, this
go-
is. Yeah,
go
I'd,
for it,
I'd much
dude.
actually rather you smoke at this point.
Let's
Because
do- yeah.
one, it will kill you, and you're a douchebag. You need to go die anyways. But
Woo!
2,
being. You heard it here, folks. Super weird. Being a douchebag is now now a reason for death.
yeah, I thought that was. Is that not known?
Listen, man, there's douchebags in this world that are just like,
Yeah, no,
maybe we
go away,
shouldn't
die.
So we have 30 seconds.
Oh God.
Well, I'll let you go off on it. So this has been Twisted Views.
Yes, it
I
has.
am Sidokins. That is Superbeard.
Hi, everybody.
That is Boss Tech. You can email us at TV
TVTV at WeBeamTV.com. TVTV at WeBeamTV.com.
TV.com. I want to thank all of you for joining us today.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
What? You guys gonna help me out?
Happy
here or
4th of
what?
July,
Just gonna
bye.
say-
Happy 4th of July,
Happy 4th of
everybody.
July.
So
Everybody
long.
be safe. Don't blow your fingers off like some NFL players. Don't be dumb.
And we'll see you all next week.